Parson Randy, I believe it's story time.
I don't know. I quite like some marriage counseling.
You've been practicing the story this time, right?
Oh, it's talking about your wives. Marriage is tough. And I'm going to give you some marriage advice tonight. It's hard. It all changed for me on June 14th, 1985. That's when I said I do. Before that, I'd asked Brenda, I said, Brenda, where do you want to go, baby? She'd say, I don't care. Just as long as I'm with you, honey. We can go to a hog wrestling match. It don't matter to me. Well, you want to go to the movie, honey? I don't care, baby, as long as I'm with you. Get to the movie, honey, you want some popcorn? Oh, you just get yourself some popcorn. If I could just lick the butter off your fingertips. I mean, guys, tell me the truth now. I mean, I was strutting around. I thought I was somebody. It was like you, Alan, before you married Dee. June 14th, 1985, it all changed, though. I said I do, and she looked at me and said some things got to change. Well, one thing's got to change is the toilet seat. It's got to be put down. Now, come on, ladies. Of all the things you all have got to pick a bone about, you want to pick the toilet seat? What do y'all do? Get up in the middle of the night and drop your drawers and back in there and just sit down on the page and don't even check whether or not it's down? I don't understand. Adultery, yeah, now it's fair game, but the toilet seat. Hey, listen, ladies, I want to tell you how much a man loves you. If it's up, we didn't mess it up. That's the best way we can say I love you. But seriously, I've asked these young ladies up here, and there's some older young ladies sitting over at my table. They're too embarrassed. They're looking for a man, too. Vera, right, you need a man, Vera. So, Nancy, you pay attention. I know you're close to half a man there. I want to tell you girls, in all seriousness, this is your pastor talking. Y'all, I want to teach you a surefire way how to get yourself a man. Y'all paying attention? Once upon a time, in a corn foundry, there lived a beautiful girl by the name of Rendersella. Now, Rendersella lived with her mugly other and her two sad visitors. And in this same corn foundry, there also lived a very pransome hens. And this same pransome hens decided he was going to put on a fancy ball. So he invited all the people from Riles and Mound, even especially all the pitch rippers. So Rendersella's mugly other and her two sad blisters, they went out to get some dranksy fesses so that they could go to the fancy ball, but poor Cinderella couldn't go because all she had to wear was some ready dags. So the night of the fancy ball came. Poor Rendersella couldn't go. That's sad. I just had to split. So the night of the fancy ball, she stayed at home and she just, you know what, she just sat down and cried. And she was a kitten there crying when all of a sudden, you know what appeared was her Garthy Fodmother. And her Garthy Fodmother touched her with her wagic man, and suddenly there appeared in front of her a sig boat and Hicks white sources to take her to the fancy ball. So Rendersella's Gary Fodmother said to her, now Rendersella, you better be home for the night, or I'll turn you into a tumpkin. So Rendersella, she went to the fancy ball, but when she got there, the pransome hens met her at the door because he'd been watching her through a wooden window. And they got together and they nates all that until the night. and they lay in fog. But suddenly the big clock struck 9, and Rendicella stays to the rares, and right when she beats to Robin, you know what she did? She slopped her dripper. Well, the next day, the very next day, this Pransome Hens, he went through all the corn foundry looking for the beautiful girl who'd slopped her dripper. Hey, this is a true story. I'm a preacher. I won't lie. Well, finally, the Pransome Hens made it to Rendercella's house, and he tried it on her muddy oven. And it fit and did. And then he tried it on her 2 cents. Then he tried it on her 2 sickly Usters, and it fit and did. Then he tried it on Rendicella, and it fit and did. It was the right size, the size right. Sight rise. It was the sight right. It fit did. That was the point. So they got married and lived happily ever heavenly or something. That's a pronunciating word. They lived happily ever happy. Now here is the story of the Maury. I want you to pay attention. That if you girls ever get invited to a fancy fall and you want to prance some hens to lull in fall with you, make sure, girls, you slop your dripper.
There's some fantastic words of wisdom from the preacher there tonight.